Alright, welcome back again to another challenge called adjacent addition. So we're going to first read through the instructions and understand what we're going to be doing in this coding challenge. So in this challenge, we have to add two adjacent numbers in an array. After that, we just return the maximum number out of the addition of each adjacent elements. So for example, if you look at this line here, adjacent addition, whereby it's receiving an array of 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. There are 4 numbers, so the output has to be 7 because when you compare 1 and 2, these are adjacent elements. The 3 and the 4 is also an adjacent element. So when you add 1 and the 2, I'll end up with a 3. If you add 3 and 4, I'll end up with a 7. So the output of this function will be 7. On the other hand, if you look at this line also, we have 3, 7, 2, and 1. So adjacent elements we have 3 and 7, 2 and 1. So 3 and 7, when you add them, you get a 10. A 2 and 1, when you add them, we just end up with a 3. So when you compare a 3 with a 10, the output will be 10. So one of the methods we are going to be utilizing is a max. It's called a max method. So the max method is found in the math class in JavaScript. Okay, so this basically returns the maximum number out of the rest of the numbers. Okay, the same applies for minimum also. There's also a minimum method on the math class. So the minimum method just returns the opposite of the maximum. Okay, all right, let us fire up this in our Node.js cons and see we shall indeed be getting 56. So I just copy this line of code. I go into my terminal. So I execute, remember I want to use this in the Node.js console. So I type in node, enter, I enter the Node.js console, then I just paste this. You see, I'm getting 56 because 56 is the greater than 34 and also greater than 2 and also greater than 1. It's the greatest number within these numbers. Okay, so that's the trick behind this is the trick behind this challenge. Okay, so let us start straight away by writing some line of code here. Okay, so here we're basically returning math math dot max. We want a maximum number. So this is a little bit different from this because when you're using math.max on just numbers, like actual numbers, that's how you do it. Just pass in the numbers 1, 2, 3 up to where you want. But now in this case, in our case, we're dealing with an array of different numbers. Okay, so the trick here, just use a spread operator. This spread operator can be used in many ways. You can use it maybe when you want to make a copy of an array or an object. When you want to make a copy of that array or an object, use a spread operator to generate for you a brand new array or object. But in this case, when you're using the max method on the math class, at the same time dealing with an array, use a spread operator to get the maximum number out of that array. So use a spread operator on this input array. After that, we slice this array, slice it, pass 0 and -1. So this will return all the arrays except the last. Return all the elements of the array except the last element of the array. So the last element of the array will be left out. Okay. Then dot map for each number and its index. For each number and its index, we are basically return that number plus input array at index of that array, then add on 1. I want to explain this line a little bit, but let me hope everyone understands from starting from this max up to where the slice method acts upon the array. So the slice method will just return all elements of the array except the last number. And then the map method, we are mapping over each element of the array, and then for each element in that array we get it. Okay, that's why we are returning inside here, we get it, and then add input array. We go back to our input array, we look for the index of this number n. Okay, and then when we find its index, we add on 1 on that index. So adding 1 will take you to the next number. Okay, so for example, let us take an example of this array 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to map through this array and get the number n. Okay, return n plus, remember we want to add adjacent elements. Okay, so n plus input array, we access its index. What's the index of 1? 0. Okay, this index is 0. Then you add on 1 on that index to take to the next number, which is what? The 1. So index 1 will take you to 2. So when you add 2 and 1, you end up with what? With the 3. So that's how we are going to be mapping over different elements of the array. So when you add the 2 and the 1, it will give you what? A 3. So we're going to map over each element of the array and keep on adding those adjacent elements, and then we shall return the maximum of all those additions. Okay, so let us execute this and see this in action. Okay, so pass array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, come and execute this function. Alright, so we type node adjacent addition .js file. Oh, I'm getting a what? Oh, this should be under console.log. Okay, console.log, because we want the output on our terminal. Okay, yeah, you see, we're getting 11. Right, let us compare these adjacent elements. 1 and the 2, it will produce a 3. A 3 and a 4 will produce a 7. A 5 and a 6 will produce a 11. And 11 is greater than 7, greater than 3. That's why we're having 11 as our solution here. Alright, we've really succeeded in this solution, though it was a little bit challenging and tricky. But the trick was behind using the max method on the math class, and then after that we slice the array and then map over that array, and then for each array and for each number in that array we add on the next number by accessing the index of that first number and adding 1 into that number. All right, so this brings us to the end of this video. Please keep on practicing these things. Okay, don't just watch the video. You can just watch the video as you're coding, but not just watching and leaving it like that, right? So please continue to subscribe to this channel, like and share. We'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.